Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Lionheart podcast. If you've seen the Lionheart crew, you likely listen to Lionheart music. I think that's one of the things that our crew is known for, is our musical output that we take into schools. That, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty sweet.
We all raise a toast to the year we grew the most. Turn back time, let's do it again, so that we know it wasn't pretend. Let's do it again. Raise a glass. You're not alone, I can be home. You're not alone, I just want you to know, you're not alone.
Some of you might not know that Lionheart music actually came from my classroom. I spent almost a decade teaching in Detroit, and ever since my early days of teaching, songwriting has been part of my classroom. I had spent most of my high school and college experience as a street musician and traveling around the country and playing on street corners, and I think that really equipped me for my experience teaching in Detroit, because my first teaching job, they hired me and they said, we have no instruments. We have no budget for instruments. And but I felt very comfortable with that as a teacher, because I was excited to be able to see what talent existed inside of my classroom, and maybe it wouldn't express itself on a violin, or maybe it might not express itself on a trumpet, but my strength is songwriting. And so I would team up with my students, and we would just put out some really, really good songs. But it didn't start that way. Our music now is really good, but the early days of my classroom, I'm almost a little nervous to go back into the vault of music that came out of my classroom.
Got the canopy, and the beat never lies. I'm a little boss, I'm a little boss. Yeah, it was what for a little boss. I'm a little boss, I'm a little boss. Yeah, it was what for a little boss. I'm a little boss, I'm a little boss. Yeah, it was what for a little boss. I'm a little boss, I'm a little boss. Yeah, it was what for a little boss. Don't look back,
Today, I would like to take you through 5 of the most popular Lionheart songs, and I want to tell you a little bit of their backstory, because maybe you listen on Spotify or Apple Music, you look up the Lionheart Experience and you listen to these songs, but it would be so cool for you to be able to know some of the backstory of how this song came to be. In our first one, the number 1 most listened to Lionheart song of all time is Lions.
Too many years, too many names. We could be lions.
I love this song. This honestly, this is the very first Lionheart song that we when we recorded it, and our friend Asher Postman produced it for us. We got it back, and all of us just kind of looked at each other, and we were like, whoa, we are legit. Like, we sound legit. This is like a real thing. You know, we had written songs that had just kind of been, you know, things on our keyboard. We had tried to record things ourselves, but we had recorded this song and sent the vocal stems to Asher Postman, one of our friends, and he turned Lions into this just absolute banger. Like we listened to it for the first time, and I tell Asher often, like, what you did for us, the feeling that you gave us, it has never left us. Like, after he produced that song and we heard our voices and we heard Tay's rap, and we for the first time felt our music fill up a room.
We could be lying. We could be lying.
It was just so special. And you may not know this in the beginning, but actually, Lions was first written as a ballad. It was written as a slow song. Like, I think that I might even actually have a video from my classroom of us just messing around with the song on the piano, and we're singing it like slow. I remember the day that we recorded this song, Asher, the producer, had texted us, and he was like, "Hey, if we're gonna do this song, then I need you to send me the vocals like today." And so we're on our way to school, and Tay's riding with me in the car, and I'm like, "Tay, I got to record your rap," and he wasn't done with it, and we were late for school, and I brought him to my classroom, and we're in there.
We need a lion, living through lost hope, the land of empty bottles, where people overdosing on pills that's hard to swallow. The city of hyenas, the scary but vicious creatures are.
And Tay's sick. He's sick at the time that we're recording, and I'm like, "Tay, I just need you to do this for me, man." And so he gets in there, and he does the first rap of Lions, living through lost hope, the land of empty bottles. And it sounds cool, but it's just with the piano, you know? Like, so we didn't have this whole big song. It was just like Tay rapping with the piano. And we even got to the end, and it was time for Tay to go to class. Like, we were late. And he's like, "You the king, you iconic, you the hope, you the lion. When they put the pressure on you, be a diamond." And he didn't have another line. And I was like, "Tay, just repeat the line, man." Just repeat the line and go to class.
You the king, you iconic, you the hope, you the lion. When they put the pressure on you, be a diamond. We could be lying.
And so that's why that line at the end of his rap is repeated, because he was going to be tardy for math class. But that song was so special for us because it was at a really meaningful time of our life. Like, we had just started traveling and doing shows, and this was the first song that made us feel so legit. When this song came through, we were just so excited about it. And it's still just a staple in the experience today. The second song that, if you've seen the Lionheart Experience, you likely have heard this song, and it's been in your head while you've been going to sleep because it's so catchy, and it's called "When I Grow Up." This is probably the most catchy song for young people. This is the song where kids come home from school and they sing it to their parents for a month. And it was initially written, I wrote it for my kindergartners, and we would sing it like every day in class.
I'm gonna be somebody, I'm gonna be strong. Hold my head high, and the world's gonna know.
If you search this song up on YouTube, you'll actually find a few different versions of it, of little kids singing from my classrooms, that they're kind of floating around out there.
When I grow up, I'm gonna be somebody, gonna be strong. Hold my head high, and the world's gonna know.
But this song is supposed to be, it was written with the intent that there are these little messages that we want to have hidden in kids' hearts, hidden in their minds. When I grow up, I'm going to be somebody, and I'm going to be strong. I'm going to hold my head high, and the world's going to know. They're going to know my name because I exist for something, and the world won't be the same without me. Because as we grow up, if you're watching this, you probably know life is hard. It can be a struggle. It can be disappointing. You can feel the burden of failure and or feeling alone. And these words, when we sing them sincerely, we're trying to get them hidden in the hearts of kids so that when they grow up and they feel like they aren't anybody, when they feel like they don't exist for something, that maybe they'll have the slightest little echo of this in the back of their head. But my favorite thing about this song is that one of the kindergartners that I taught this to now travels with us as a group, and her name is Julie.
Hello. These donuts are amazing. They reminded me of last year when we went to the cider mill. Thank you for everything. I know we put you through a lot of stuff, and I'm sorry.
And this was the first song that she debuted her voice on, which is just so special. She sounds amazing. She's a wonderful person. Julie is the type of person, we call her Big Homie. If you see a patch on one of the Lionheart shirts of a girl with a microphone that says Big Homie, that's her. Because she's the big homie. Like, she's the type of girl that's just going to walk up to you and just punch you. She, not like in the face, but like, in the arm, and it's going to hurt, but it's because she loves you. And this is Julie's first song that she ever sang on. And yeah, she's the big homie. That's When I Grow Up.
The truth is I can't hide from you. You've been with me before I knew to think for myself and what to do. I'm gonna be somebody, I'm gonna be strong. Hold my head high, and the world's gonna know, and the world's gonna know my name. 'Cause I exist for something that won't be the same without me.
The next song that has an interesting backstory is called I'm Not Okay. Sometimes this song gets a little lost in the catalog of Lionheart songs. There's a lot of great things to listen to. But again, I was at school. And I was messaging back and forth with one of the producers who graciously works with us. And I'm always trying to get him to produce our songs, but he's really busy. He's busy and he's important, and so one day he lets me know. He's like, "Hey, I can do a song, but it's got to be today," And so I'm sitting there at school, and I have to go home, or I have to go pick up my kids. Something like that. But I had 40 minutes, and I'm sitting in my classroom, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna miss an opportunity for Asher to produce one of our songs. And so I wrote a song in 40 minutes. I recorded it right there. I was like writing as I was singing, and I send these vocals to Asher, and the end product is I'm Not Okay. Because when I in that season of my life, I'm in the song, I'm reflecting on it's a personal reflection on my own experience with depression and anxiety, and I'm processing it through therapy. I say this a lot in our presentations when we're in schools, our experiences, but if you knew me growing up, I had really awesome relationships with people. I've always been really good at managing my relationships with others. And but over the course of my life, going from middle school to high school to college, to being a young adult, to being married, to having kids, I came to this realization that I have not taken care of the most important relationship in my life, and that's the one with me. Understanding myself and what's going on, how I process the world, if I value who I am, why I value who I am, if I'm disappointed, why I'm disappointed, if I feel like a failure, why do I feel like a failure? So I would just carry all these emotions, and it was like 2.5 years ago, and I just had a crash. I just crashed emotionally. And that's what this song is about. It's about coming to the realization that I am not doing well.
Call me now. I'm not okay. Took a while to see and longer to say. I try my best to line it up this way.
Glow is a really special song. This is a song that Olivia and I wrote together. Olivia was one of my students as well. She's a wonderful, beautiful person. She's got a gorgeous voice, and we wrote this song together. It's the first song of its kind in the Lionheart catalog because it's very movie-esque. You know, it could be in like in some type of movie. I don't maybe like a revised High School Musical. A High School Musical that's very mentally, like mental health focused.
Sitting in a crowd all by myself. I can never ask, but I need some help. Ooh, knows what I'm going through.
And in the purpose behind this song that you don't get it from the song, but when you hear this, it will reframe the way that you listen to the entire thing. Glow is about my experience and Olivia's experience with social media and how it has affected us and how it does affect us. So as you listen through it, like the first line is sitting in a crowd all by myself. Is that the first line? Sit in the crowd. Okay. I'm like doubting the first line of the song. Like I wrote this thing. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that the first line? You know, Gen Z that we interact with daily and that I feel part of too is the most connected and the most lonely generation. And social media kind of exacerbates that and makes it very, very real, you know, to have 1,000 followers, to have 3,000 followers, to have 5,000 followers, and to feel so alone. So the song Glow is about my experience and Olivia's experience fused together with social media and landing on this idea of just, maybe I can just make it through life and I can glow. I don't need to be go viral. I don't need to be a shooting star, but gosh, I don't want to disappear. I don't want to disappear. Maybe I could just glow.
I just wanna left hand on Ginobili. Oh, you gotta get the going, bro. You gotta get the going.
The last one that I'm just so impressed with this song. It's one of my favorite songs, but it literally came from nothing, and you'll know what I mean by that in a second. But the song is called No Setbacks by the legendary Jeremiah McAdoo.
Setbacks, take off for the jetpack, never gonna end that. Life is like a test that you can never get back. Saw that you read that, can't believe I sent that, but I'ma put you on to the movement. You were late until this track came. It's like going slow in the fast lane. Baby's diamond, better know the last name. Never did this for the glory, and no one did this for me. They might not like my post.
All right, so this song it's epic. I love it. It's hype. It's got energy. It's got attitude. It's awesome. It's got a master lyricist behind it. But no one would know that when we recorded the song, there was no beat. There was no beat. Jeremiah, he was like, "Hey, I've got this great song," and he's kind of rapping it, and we literally recorded it with zero music. I remember being up in the studio and telling Jeremiah, I just need you to imagine the music behind you. Like, all we recorded to was just a metronome, just like, doot, 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 doot. You know, so he's on the mic, and he's like, no setbacks. And I'm telling him, like, dude, the song is going to have energy. I know we don't have a beat, but I just need you to do it with attitude, even though there's no music behind you.
No setbacks, take over the jetpack, never gonna get that. Life is like a test that you can never get back. Saw that you read that, can't believe I sent that. No setbacks, take over the jetpack, never gonna.
There's got to be like a talk in there somewhere, like some type of message of like, you know, You need to live like it's actually there. I don't know, but he's there on the microphone, and I'm listening, and I'm helping him like just stay on track with the beat. But he recorded the entire song with no beat, no instrumental. It's just him and the microphone.
No setbacks. Yeah, I'm back in the booth. I feel like I'm back to the truth. Something I see, I feel like it's free, 'cause I'm getting back to my
What's up? Hey, it's Joe, and our camera just ran out of memory, so it's me. It's Jeremiah, not the rapping Jeremiah. But I'll just finish talking to you right here, because I have to give credit where credit is due here. Jeremiah McAdoo rapped this thing like there was music behind it, and there was no music. And our friend Sajin just put together this incredible instrumental underneath it, sent it back to us, and we just went crazy. Like, this song is so good. I can't believe, like, because when you think about writing a song, you're like, okay, there's obviously like some type of instrumental that they write to, but there wasn't. There was no instrumental. He just rapped it into the microphone. We sent it to Sajin, the producer, and then he turned it into a banger.
No setbacks, take off with a jetpack. Never gonna end that. Life is like a test that you can never get back. Saw that you read that, can't believe I sent that. But I'ma put you on to the movement. You were late until this track came. It's like going slow in the fast lane. It was Diamond, better know the last name. Never did this for the glory, and no one did this for me. They might not like my posts, but they'll still watch my story.
Those are 5 of the most popular Lionheart songs. Maybe we didn't cover yours right now, and you want to know the backstory. You want to know the backstory behind one of your favorite Lionheart songs, and I would love to share it with you. So why don't you comment below a song that you would like to hear the backstory of? You want to hear a funny story behind it, you want to know how it was recorded, or just some interesting details about the people who made the song happen, let us know, and we sincerely appreciate you listening to our music and checking it out. Your best days are ahead.
I always felt the magic inside of me.
Felt the magic.
Now I'm talking about you. What you gonna do? Who you gonna be? We still talking about the dream, 'cause the future's really not that far away. When my kids who are dreamers and then battling away, the world's been dying to see. Now I'm talking about you. What you gonna do? Who you gonna be? We still talking about the dream, 'cause the future's really not that far away. When my kids who are dreamers and then battling away, the world's been dying to see what I thought of me.